On today's edition of Fit Happens, we'll be going for a fun run, talking about nutrition, trying out a cycle ride, and cooking chicken and chips the healthy way. Hi, and welcome to Fit Happens, the show where we help you increase your fitness levels and reduce your fatness levels. My name is Chris Zaremba, and with me are Nicola Fustel and Keith Cormican. Nicola, let's start with you. Tell me about your fitness history.
So I've been in the fitness industry for over 10 years, and I started with martial arts, doing it myself, and I started teaching the children, and soon realised that I love teaching, but less teaching children. That's not my thing. So then I decided to train up to become a gym instructor and personal trainer. And throughout that time, I also led a few group exercise classes. As I was a gym instructor, I became a gym manager. That sort of led one thing to another, and I became behind the desk most of the time. So I wasn't pursuing my passion of actually being in front of people.
Yeah.
So then I left that job and just did one-to-one personal training and group fitness.
So you've really seen every side of the business. You've been in management, you've also done one-to-one training and group training, and as also mentioned, also training kids, although that wasn't the best bit of your life.
Absolutely.
That's great. Welcome to the town of Gerrards Cross in Buckinghamshire, and welcome to the 2016 running of the Gerrards Cross Fun Run. It's a 5k run. It's designed to pull together all sections of society, whether people are experienced runners, they're used to fitness, or they're usually just spectators. They can take part in this event, which takes place every 2 years. I've been in the fun run here for the past 6 runnings of it, either as a participant or as part of the organising committee, so I think I know what to expect. Nicola's joining me. It's her first time doing this race, so she's going to find it new, I suspect. If you look over my left shoulder, you'll see the finish straight. Next time I see that, I'll be running down that straight, hopefully in about 25 or 26 minutes from the start time. And I'll finish that, I'll follow that with some I think, maybe a little beer to follow. Anyway, I'll see you later. So you run 5k, is that a typical distance for you?
Yeah, I don't do it that much by myself, but for a fun event like this, it's always good to sort of push yourself on a shorter distance to sprint the whole way.
So is running your main form of fitness, or are there other things you do as well?
I do cycle. I like cycling as well. Might eventually venture into duathlon, but running's definitely the main thing I do.
So duathlon is running and cycling together.
Yes,
It's a run, then a cycle, then a run, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's normally it. You go back on the bike as well, yeah.
That's brilliant, So as part of running, how frequently do you run? Every week, every 2 weeks?
Yeah, every week, probably about 3 times a week normally for me. Yeah.
And why do you think running's such a good sport, or why do you think running's such a good form of exercise for everybody?
I just love running because I think you feel so good after a run. It clears your head, it helps you de-stress, relax, and by joining a running club it's also really sociable.
Yeah. Any injury worries? Are you concerned when you go running that you might injure yourself at all?
I think that can be a worry for like new runners, and I've been plagued with injuries lately, but I think there's a whole kind of stretching and physio program that goes alongside running, but it's not something you should be worried about.
Graham, you're a friend of mine. I've known you for many years. I also know that you're a great runner. That you actually you run marathons, don't you?
Yeah, something I got into this year. Started training after Christmas. This time last year, I said to myself, I would never run a marathon. It's not my sort of distance. I'm a sprinter. You know, I've always done a lot of gym work, and a marathon just seemed one of those ridiculous feats that I could never do. But after Christmas, I started training. I had Manchester in March, end of March, so I had a good 3 to 4 solid months of training, building the distances up to 20-mile training runs. And again, with the running club, Running Me Runners, it was really good to get together with other guys that were doing marathon training. We call it the marathon season, and a build up all the way up to London. And then, of course, I got the London place as well. So I trained, ran Manchester, got my PB, and then I did London just 2 weeks after that as well. So
so far you've done Manchester and London marathons. Next year you've got your sights set on further afield. I think you're going into Paris and even Los Angeles marathons next year. Is that right?
Yeah, I thought I'd start at home, do London, that's one of the 5 ticked off already, and do Manchester, and then next year I can start to look at some of the great races abroad, and I've got my sights on LA in March and Paris in April, and then possibly even New York in November.
Wow. So you said that's one of the 5 ticked off. What do you mean by one of the 5?
Well, there's the 5 big marathons, isn't there? You have London, 2 in America with Boston and New York, Paris and Amsterdam. So next year I may tick off 2 and have 3 of the 5. That's the plan.
So do you have an ambition to complete all 5?
All 5, yes. Yeah, so fingers crossed. We're doing Endure 24 coming up, and that's a 24-hour race.
Right.
They call it the Glastonbury of running, so we're running it in teams of 8. So you've got to share 24 hours of running between 8 of you, which is not bad, but they also do it in pairs, and they do it in solo runners. So you can imagine running 24 hours by yourself or running in pairs. Some of the guys from Running Me Runners are actually running it in pairs, so they've got to do 12 hours each of running, which is
great. Graham, thanks very much. Fiona, thank you very much, and the best of luck with today's race. Well, that's it. That's the conclusion of the Gerrard's Cross Fun Run for me for this year. I'm going to be back in 2 years' time. I've had a great time. I know Nicola's enjoyed doing it, and I know Keith's been here watching everybody taking part. He's enjoyed it too. A lot of people still finishing. Keep going, guys. You're doing well. Keep going. That's it. Spurt for the end. They're doing really, really well. I hope if you've watched this that you've enjoyed seeing the kind of spirit that goes with these things. Whatever community you're in, wherever you are in the country, there's going to be a fun run somewhere near you. It's usually 5k. It's a great distance to run. Keep going. And the dogs, they love it too. So wherever you are, have a go. You don't have to be an expert runner, just want to be part of your community, get a bit more fit and perhaps a bit less fat. We're going to talk nutrition now with my guest Matt Lovett from APS Fitness. Matt, tell me about nutrition and particularly the kind of things that everybody should be looking at in terms of eating more healthily.
Yeah, well, the first thing that everyone should do is to eat as real a food as possible. So nice natural food, and what we mean by that is kind of single ingredient food that either grows from the earth or lives off the earth. Does that make sense?
Right,
so
yeah.
like apples, broccoli, chicken, these things don't have ingredients lists, and they provide the nutrition that our body needs the most.
And so you advise people to, when they're shopping, to actually look for things that do come just as a single ingredient.
Yeah, things that are single ingredients and things that will go off quickly, things that like aren't necessarily frozen and won't last for 4 years. And if they do happen to have an ingredients list, at least let it be made up of real ingredients. So if you get an ingredients list and there's something that you don't own at home, like an absorbing agent or chemical this or chemical that you wouldn't put in it if you were making it, then leave it on the shelf. Don't buy that either. So just real single ingredient foods that then you can put together to make more interesting and you can make meals out of, but that are real and natural.
Right. We all talk a lot about protein and carbs and fats. How should people think about blending those together?
I think that, it's very individual. What you're trying to achieve and who you are and how you digest things will all affect that. Where I would start is trying to balance it. So try and eat an even amount of protein, fat and carbohydrates and see how it suits you. Your body's a very good feedback mechanism. It will tell you whether it liked it. Did you have enough energy? Were you hungry quickly? Did you digest it well? And then you can start to play and change it from there, as well as changing it according to your goals and what you're trying to do with food.
Do you find people when they come to you as a personal trainer and talk to you about their nutrition, do you find people need a lot of advice on this, or is this something that people already know already, they just need to be cajoled into doing it?
I think it's both. I think that there's a lot of information out there and people have heard of stuff, but there's so much now that they're confused. They don't really know. They're paralysed by too much information, if that makes sense. So, and people like nice tasting sugary food.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of both. You've got to kind of clarify the information, get them to understand what's needed, and then you've got to set up protocols and habits so they can do it.
Right, and you actually work out custom nutrition plans for all of your clients?
Yeah, we help them do it themselves. So we kind of give them feedback things and cues to look for. And if you're getting some, that's good. And if you're getting other cues, that's bad, and maybe don't eat that food anymore. Does that make sense? So we use them as the feedback. If you eat something and you feel horrible, don't eat it again. Yeah. If you eat something and it promotes energy and you're looking good and feeling good, then keep eating it.
I find that in fitness, a lot of people underestimate the importance of nutrition. Everybody goes to the gym or goes out running or have you, but nutrition sometimes becomes a secondary priority. And I find with my clients I have to try and move that up a little bit. Do you find the same?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think some people try to out-exercise a bad diet, and there's more treats to be had in the food world than the exercise world. So it can get complicated in the nutrition world. But yeah, you kind of open it up to them, find ways of getting them to do it, and once they experience feeling better and doing better, they tend to stick with it. And it also helps you not be extreme in other assets. You know, if you're eating well, you don't have to exercise like a crazy person trying to outrun it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's a question of balance, get the nutrition right and get the exercise
Absolutely.
right.
The more we can balance everything, the better.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Matt, thanks so much for coming along.
No worries, thanks for having me.
Right, this is the hamstring stretch. What we're going to be doing now is working the backs of the legs, the hamstring area. And all you've got to do is keep your toes pointed up towards the sky, reach down as far as you can. If you can only reach to the knees, then get to the knees. If you can get all the way down to the toes, get to the toes. You should be feeling the stretch, back of the legs, yeah, the hamstring area, good stuff. And try and hold each stretch for about 10 to 15 seconds. Very flexible, very good. Good form. 3, 2, 1. And that is the hamstring stretch.